And by all accounts, I should be fired because definitely was not the right intro, guys. So, in all fairness, let's try that again.
Oh,
That's what I'm talking about. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to welcome you back to what we affectionately call Star Trek United, which was our broadcast. What we started, we've had this for a while, but we are powered by the Proud Warriors of Kronos, which is a Facebook page that I run and I have. Um, Xena and I are a part of the USS Victory NX 9176 Shangri-La class starship, and we are proud members of the Federation, International Federation of Trekkers, the IFT. Now, some of you might be asking me what that is and all that other stuff. We will get to that maybe towards the closing of that, but your best bet to find all that information, of course, is to look up the IFT or go to our Facebook page, USS Victory NX 91760. As you can see, the hat, I'm very proud of the hat. Okay. So, what we do here is we go over the Star Trek episodes. And like I said, we've been doing this for a year now. Right. Then we had to shut down, and then some things happened to me personally, so we couldn't get into it. So we're back. We are back, and we are back with a vengeance. Episode 1, Season 2. I have to admit, though, I was a little skeptical on some of this because, again, these episodes are a little were dated is the word. They're a little dated.
A little.
But I tell you what, I will die on this platform saying this. These are still some of the better things that are on TV. I hands down, especially after season 4 kicks off for next gen, this show takes off. Unfortunately, that's the passing of Mr. Gene Roddenberry, and the writers were able to kind of do what they wanted to kind of do. But we're only going to take up about 15, 20 minutes of your time on this. The Child.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Deanna episode.
Yes, definitely.
I'm not a big Deanna fan. I don't know what it is. Yeah, I just don't know what it is about her. I think my first contact kind of gave me my Deanna fan thing when she's drinking at the bar and
Yeah.
And then of course the next couple of films where they my boobs are getting firm, or how about yours? And I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
come on. Give me the I am death and destruction all the way. I need those explosions. I'm sorry I'm such a typical male, but I need that. I need that boom, boom, But I don't know. How do you feel about it?
I mean, as I kind of mentioned a little bit when we was off camera. Overall, I thought the episode had some interesting points. I do think Deanna's it was a little cheesy. Her aspect of the episode, you know, yeah, laying there, which was kind of, I'm like, oh,
Okay, because I'm sitting there going,
oh,
I don't
just have her jump up.
that. Right?
Yeah.
day, if I feel like something might be crawling on me or something in the bed, I'm
Yeah.
kicking and moving and whatnot, and she's and I'm like, what
Oh,
kind of
she's having an
Star Trek is going
orgasm?
on? Yeah, what's going on here? I'm like, come on now, come on now. Um, you know, and then there's jealous Riker. Who's the father? Thank you. You had your chance.
True, true.
Um,
You
but
know, the first time we saw his beard, I looked it up, and it was actually the very first episode with this season that he had the beard. You know,
okay,
and I think Riker, was definitely attractive after the beard. I'm a beard person anyway, so that's an important aspect for me.
no,
Of
not just for you, because he seems, I'm going to say this, a little bit more manly with that
yeah,
beard. Okay. I'm just going to leave that out there. The
hmm
beard. Um, and this is the first time Chief LaForge of engineering has a nice ring to it.
yes,
And
yes,
I was like, that's right.
hmm
This was such a great time. Um, we're coming off the first season. Star Trek to me is trying to get its legs. It's like, we have the baby, and now the baby is stumbling around a little bit. You know what I mean? It's getting all its pieces together, but then they take out our doctor and
hmm
give us Pulaski.
Oh, within the first few minutes of her appearing in this episode, I said to myself, "Oh, now I remember why nobody ever liked her." I didn't. She was a little harsh, demanding to the captain, I need you to come down here. Da, 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 da. I did not like that. I do agree where she should have, maybe called him in a better way. Hey, I need you to come down there so we can talk. The manning that she had, considering this is her first day on the Enterprise, I thought it was a little disrespectful.
No, that when she goes, I don't know how it is at your last command, but here on the Enterprise, sit down and listen to this, Captain.
Yeah,
Oof, okay, okay.
yeah,
I'm getting Strange New World flashbacks. That's not how we do things here, and you know, maybe it might be time that we straighten this out before we go a little further, you know.
yeah.
But we get these things, these new little things, these little Easter eggs. Now they're Easter eggs, but LaForge, the beard, Pulaski, um,
Ten
and
forward.
Ten Forward, and
Yeah,
Guinan,
yeah.
Okay. The other thing was the fact that what was it that when I'm watching this, I remembered what someone said. It was easy for them to put this in 4K because it was on film. This episode was on film, and they could do that. Where DS9 and the rest of them could not because they were already in a digital form and they would have to redo the scenes. So we'll never get them in 4K
Mm.
like we did next gen. And I thought that very interesting because, see, I own all 7 seasons of next gen
Oh,
on my hard drive. I have them. So, which is great, but I really only started at season 4 and worked my way up versus, which is funny because with DS9, it's the same thing. Once Worf hits that, I'm all in, you
yeah,
know. But Bishop was saying that to me that, hey man, why can't we get this? Why can't because it's not cost effective. But we got Rob saying that this episode always creeped me out. I agree. The whole scenario with the kid and the light creeping up on her and whatnot and the moaning.
yeah.
and of course this dynamic, you know, I don't know. Uh, I liked the whole thing about Wesley and Picard and the
Yeah,
mama. I like that whole, he felt guilty because that was his best friend's wife and he had feelings. And then everything pays off in Picard season 3.
yeah.
We know that they do the little thing and now Picard
That was
has a
boy.
son and
Yeah.
you know what I mean? So I still say to me right now, of course, here we are at the 50th, no, the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. Um, we got some of the best Star Trek that gave us the best fan service was
Mhm.
season 3 of Picard. You don't even have to watch season 2. I wouldn't. But season 3 can stand alone by itself and you won't really miss a beat.
True.
Um, I commend them on that one because unlike some other franchises that is failing, Star Trek gave the fans what they wanted, and it was
Yeah.
beautiful. It was beautiful. Um, what did you think? Now, in this little interaction in the turbo lift,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
know, where he's explaining, well, as a Starfleet officer, you'll have to make these adjustments because you travel, you'll be going from duty station to duty station and everything else, and it's so super awkward, you
He's
know.
moving closer, further and further from Wesley. Wesley's moving closer and closer to him. I'm like,
It's
dude.
yeah, it's one of those little weird little, oh, I don't know. And I really wanted Wesley to be Picard's. I just secretly deep down that's what I wanted.
Yeah.
But now of course Wesley has a brother, Jack. So
Yeah.
weird, but um and now you guys got to remember this was back in the uh late 80s, early 90s. So that's some prime tech right there.
I
That's
mean,
some,
kind of the times, it was TV. It was
yeah.
on what, UPN back then?
I think it was. I don't think it was UPN just yet, but yeah, it was that station.
Yeah,
It was still that station.
27, something like that. So, I mean, for 98, I think they did the best that they could, and just with any shows on TV, even back then, now, as the season, gets older, of course, the technology makes more sense.
Yeah,
It's like when you watch the newer movies and all how the Enterprise looks, compared to supposed to be so many years later to the original.
right.
That's, I mean, that's a no brainer.
And I noticed that the uniforms, right? The uniforms they went from that teal to a more deep blue.
Well, and speaking of uniforms, when I looked it up, it was Worf and was it Worf? Can't read my handwriting. LaForge and Worf first episode wearing the gold. They were
Yes.
wearing gold in that one, so that was something
Yes.
else I looked up.
And my TV is so good that I can see the discoloration in Worf's neck, and I was like, "Ooh, did they miss spot?"
Sometimes you can still see it on. You see it on his nose too. I've
Yeah,
noticed. I'm just saying.
I'm like, "What the hell?" And I'm like, "Wow." Now I'm like, I don't know if I like this TV. It's kind of showing me the flaws in my characters. I was speaking with Marky Mark just to jump off topic just a little bit, real quick. I watched Batman '89, and I was like, "Oof." This is pretty bad. The special effects, you can see the strings and everything else. I'm like, stop putting stuff in 4K. I did as much as you can. Stop it. But LaForge comes up with this new little crate design, and
hmm
and then here's where this guy right here is kind of like, well, I need to see the design. I'm gonna make sure that Uh, oh, and then we get the words of wisdom from Guinan.
which was nice. Considering we know, later on what she becomes, everybody went to her, and Wesley trying to probe for, what is she species called? We're trying to guess, and didn't even finish that conversation. I thought it was interesting.
I thought the fact that you really didn't need a counselor, you could have just went to Guinan. We could have got Troy right on. I mean, I get what they were going for. They wanted to have this more of an ensemble cast of everyone versus three people in the ship and then everybody be sub characters. But then everybody fell in love with the sub characters, and now
Hmm.
we're this crew.
Yeah,
And certain people didn't feel that way, unfortunately. But with this crew, it was always amazing to me how they are great friends together.
yeah,
They eat, when hey, I'm in town, let's get together and da 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 da, and they all get together and they eat together and they do all these things together. They hang out, and most of the original cast either died alone or died in a nursing home or
yeah.
something like that.
Misery.
And
Mhm.
it broke my heart because the fantasy of that they were really friends. You were like, oh, they're friends. No, that's their
Yeah,
job. That's their job. At the end of the shoot, they go home and they may not say nothing to each other. And then, of course, just before Leonard Nimoy died, him and William Shatner got into it,
yeah,
and um, it was amazing. It was just an amazing thing to know all these little nuances about certain things. So yeah, and
yeah. The little boy. God, what was his name? I don't remember.
I
Oh,
want to say Daniel or David or something like that.
yeah,
And believe it or not, I was still going through this episode before we were getting ready to hook all this up. So I heard his name,
yeah.
and it still didn't stick. That just lets me know that it really wasn't all that,
I agree. I watched it when I came home from work, and and I remember the episode, but don't quite remember the episode.
right?
And watched it, and like I said, I don't remember his name. Of course, I remember the key characters, in the episode, but would it be an episode I'll watch again? Probably not, unless I decide to go through the series again, years later. But I yeah, the rape scene. I mean, the rape scene was just weird. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it that. This entity just came in and got her pregnant. I thought it was weird how their reactions was on the ship. She wakes up, she's 6 weeks pregnant, then she's 3 months pregnant. Then she gives birth. Then he's 4. Then he's 8. And I get them trying to go to the planet and do whatever they were doing, but I thought it was kind of they took it too well. I really
Yeah.
wanted somebody to say, "You're pregnant."
Well, you got reaction. You got who's the father?
Yeah,
It
but
ain't
that
you.
but that was a reaction because he cared about her. That wasn't a reaction of what the f.
Well, see, me personally on my ship, quarantine her and that
Yeah.
child. We're not gonna have you. You're not roaming around my ship as if nothing happened.
Yep.
I I'm just not having that. I'm sorry that this happened to you. And like you said, you're keeping it, so you're gonna keep it in either in your quarters or the brig. Choose one or the other.
Hmm.
But this is my ship, and we're not having any of that. I'll drop your ass off at the starbase.
Right.
You know what I mean? I don't know. Like you said, I think it was a little cavalier.
Yeah.
Um, and then of course we have the data,
Looking.
come here,
Oh,
data.
disrespectful. Because she knew what his name was.
Yes, she did, and she heard it before.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's trying to play it off like he's not alive or
Hmm.
whatever else, and Although I am getting to, I do. She as an older woman, she likes the Klingons. Remember when her and Worf share the poison tea?
Yeah.
Um, she liked Klingon poetry. Uh, I don't know if she could ever grown on me as a
No.
doctor. I just don't like the crusty female old doctor more than I do the crusty old male doctor. Um, it took me a long time to get with the hologram. I didn't like him that much either. Um, who other? I liked Bashir up until they made him the super computer.
Okay.
That's when I kind of lost it. I liked him as the scared little novice doctor who wanted to come out to the frontier to try medicine. That's what I like. The way they showed the doctor treating always Data rubbed off on me the wrong way. I loved her role. She did her part, but as a doctor, she pissed me off. No, Rob, I get that, bro. I get that. I get that, Rob. It's just one of those things, you know. Not everybody is meant to be a captain's role or a doctor's role, and she remember the last time we saw her, she was in a little red dress on a
Yeah.
planet with Captain Kirk,
Mm-hmm.
and now here she is again. Um, I don't know. I did feel sorry for the character because I remember when they knew the doctor was coming back, you know. Um, and I kind of always wondered what happened with her,
Really?
but yeah, this
No.
again. You know what? I'm not having you on my bridge with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I get it. We're advanced, and well, nothing's going to happen. I don't want to take the chance.
Yeah.
I,
You're
I
gonna
just
call
don't want to take
security
the chance.
in here while she's giving birth? Yeah.
You know. And look, as soon as she left, I'd have been like, Worf, maintenance down here.
And you need
Clean
to
that
stay
chair.
right here. Yep.
I mean, we don't know where that stuff is coming from.
Mm-hmm. Literally.
Data on the thing, and we get this funky looking shuttle. But it was really cool that how we see the hangar bay, the force field holding it in, and the people right up front. Just
Yeah.
I don't know. To me, that's a little too dangerously close to that force field. That's just me. Uh, but it was definitely, and I love the hood, not the hood, the Excelsior class starship against the
Yeah.
Galaxy class.
That was neat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's see. There he is.
He had a really bad wig. I'm watching it and I'm looking at his hair, and you can see where his hair is and the little wig. And I was like, oh my God, why you actually put a full wig on his man?
It was the 80s. That's why, Look, they won't be able to see it. It's not like they got high def TV or something. Just put it on them. It's so bad. Oh yeah, and there she's explaining. Look at
Yeah.
that, the patient record and everything with the little baby up there. And that's of course where we get the Chief Engineer LaForge
Yeah.
has a nice ring to it now. The child. There is
Yeah.
there's that. Let me back away, and here you come again. I've been like, damn it, Ensign, stay the fuck over there. Oh my god. See now on my TV, I can see
Oh
everything.
wow.
Yeah, all this is, mm, I didn't think my TV was that good, but I was like, ooh, can we powder that up? But yeah, and then Data being the.
Looking like he was. Let me ask all these questions. Wow. Dude, are
But
you
did
that
you
nice?
see that crazy angle? How she was
Yeah.
supposed to be in the stirrups, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute now, shouldn't she be leaning back just a little bit or something? And she's kind of leaning back, but not enough to. I'm sitting there going, how's this baby do? I mean, are there, is it something like where it's launching the baby? How is this working? And the next thing I know, they're all under here catching.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. Um, I think they could have did that a little bit better.
Hmm.
And
I'm, I'm telling you, it was just it was just too lax. I'm sorry. It's you're pregnant. You had a kid. Oh well, let's still go. Let's still. We got to move this here. We still no, no,
not on my ship.
no.
No.
Yeah, yeah. You're gonna stay in medical, and Worf is gonna stay there.
Yeah, right.
That's it.
But all
But
in all, how do you rate this episode?
I mean, out of 1 to 5, I'm gonna say I'm only gonna give it a 3, only because Jordy got his pretty much got the promotion. Guiden was in it. Even though we didn't like Dr. Pulaski, she first episode, the beard, because of those aspects, I'm gonna give it a 3. Would I watch it again? Probably not, but I thought with the series, those was important aspects to these characters.
No, I totally agree. It's a nostalgia factor for me. We got to see certain firsts.
Hmm.
Um, you know, and again, when we watch this, it's like coming back to some old friends from school or something.
Yeah.
And the great part is they only say stupid stuff and we can sit there and talk about them right there, you know, at the TV screen, and they can't hear us or respond to us. And we're like, yeah, that was stupid. Why'd you say that?
Hmm.
But we love coming back and visiting them. So
Yeah.
I'm with you on a scale of 1 to 5. It's definitely a 3 just because of these firsts. Um, being big Star Trek fans that we are, um, this was an important step because again the baby now is not a baby, it's more of, well, it's still a baby,
Toddler.
but it's
A
it's
toddler.
starting to, yeah, it's starting to try to walk around and
Yeah.
grab stuff, it's starting to get its legs. So
Hmm.
important episode. We will be back in 2 weeks
Well,
to
wait a
give
minute
you this.
before you go. I do quickly want to touch base on Academy. That starts next week. Starfleet Academy. It's going to be on Paramount Plus.
Mm-hmm,
It's
mm-hmm.
going to show a total of 10 episodes, but next Thursday it's going to show episode 1 and 2. Quickly, how do you feel about that?
I'm scared because I'm just to the point I need this to be good. I really do. And as much as I'm sitting here telling you, oh, I don't like the Klingon guy, I haven't given it a chance. He may surprise me and give me a great performance, but I'm telling you, the person that I most really want to see is that Jim Hadar female.
Okay.
I don't know what attracts me to that. Maybe it's because she's an alien. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
don't know. I do have a thing for aliens. I just don't. I'm weird that way. But I want I really want her to be a badass. I really want her to lay into people. You know what I mean?
I Now I saw the trailer actually today.
Hmm.
I think I might have saw it once or twice before. I'm not really big on watching a lot of trailers. I want to see the show and or the movie and see for what it was. I don't think she's going to be that badass. I'm going to be honest.
Oh.
You know, I mean, it's after the bird. Which the bird was from Discovery, and even though her people were stuck on her planet for all those years, during the time when the bird was going on, I don't think it's going to be they're going to Starfleet and we're going to see the Klingon being rough or anything, because they're still young people. They're not officially adults. I mean, it's the Academy. They're young. I don't know how old these characters are because I didn't really do that much investigation, but I can only assume they're in their early 20s. And
The yeah, I remember that poster thing they had where they're all laying down at the thing, and I kept
Mhm.
saying to myself, "Oh, I just lost a Star Wars figure." And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, why would you show me that?
Yep.
And I get it. I do. I get it. You want to grab this younger generation and bring them in, but I keep saying to you that they don't care. They don't want this. They
Mhm.
don't want this. And they really need to start thinking about that. Yeah, well, we're all hoping for a good story. Let me tell you. Rob, feel free if you ever want to join us. You are more than welcome to join us. You are part of the crew. So
Mhm.
any of the crew of the Victory, and if any of you out there who are watching want to join Vonda and myself, please contact us, and we can get you on the show and you can discuss what we're discussing. And normally it is an episode of Star Trek or of TNG. From TNG, we're going to DS9, then the Voyager, and then we're just. I can't do Discovery. I won't do Discovery. I just can't.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't. I can't. I tried, and then they gave me Pike, and I was like, yes. And then we're gonna get rid of him. I'm like, what? I can't do it.
What's the season after Pike? I mean, the last, season of
When they
Discovery.
get to that new,
Yeah,
I will gladly
that
pick
was
up from
good.
there. I will gladly pick up from there because those will be all new episodes to me anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Because
we can do that.
Crowley is in this new series. She was in Discovery. The
Yeah.
Doctor that you mentioned earlier is in this new series.
Yeah, I know. I saw.
So you got some familiar faces, and that handsome guy that was in the Mummy. Oh, the Emerald. Oh
So that's you.
God.
Listen,
He's
listen here. I'm gonna ruin all that. I'm gonna, I'm gonna ruin all
in it too.
that. Oh, but every 2 weeks we will be here doing this with you guys. So please join us, Victory Crew. If anybody wants to join us, feel free to ask and then sit on in with us as we do this. This is something that we love to do. We are big Star Trek fans. We started another chapter because of a convention last year, and we've had a food drive and a toy drive, both successful under the Victory's belt. And I'd like to keep that momentum going. Um, when we do our conventions, the table will be showcasing uh, mainly DC, Star Trek, and this little scoop of Star Wars. We're going to calm down on the Star Wars. We were raising that banner so high and flying that flag, and I'm grateful for that. But this is the year of new beginnings here at the Cosmic Portal, and this is the year of victory. So I want to thank all you for joining us. I want to thank my co-host, uh, even though she's gonna have me watching some Discovery.
Got to.
But
It's
we
Star
want to
Trek.
thank you
That's
all.
the whole point of all this. It's Star Trek.
That's true. That's true. That's the whole point. So now I shall give you the right outro.